How do you make your Christmas cactus go from this to a huge plant like this? Well, it takes several years of patience to get it that large, but in this video, I'm going to give you how-to tips and tricks to go from a tiny cactus like this to a huge Christmas cactus. Also, at the end of the video, if you are having trouble getting your flowers to bloom at the right time, I'll give you a fail-proof way to make those flowers bloom every Christmas. Also, 2 ways to propagate Christmas cactus. Hi, I'm Dr. Tom Warren, and you're watching The Plant Doctor. Let's get started. So there's several variables we need to go over to have a successful flowering of Christmas cactus. And probably the most important are going to be sunlight and water. So in order to have a better understanding of how to take care of these, it helps to know what their native environment's like. These are native to the rainforest of Central and South America. So Christmas cactus falls into a group of plants we call epiphytes. They live on host plants, they live on rocks, they don't live in the soil. Now, not to be confused with a parasite that takes nutrients away from its host. Epiphytes do not do that. They take nutrients from the environment around them and not the host that they are on. Christmas cactus prefers 6 to 12 hours of sunlight per day. I prefer a south-facing window. You can put them in north-facing windows, but the growth rate you're going to receive in a south-facing window will be much more prolific compared to a north-facing window. You'll want to water your Christmas cactus once every 1 to 3 weeks. And I know that's a large time frame to think about, but there's a lot of variables involved with how often you should water your Christmas cactus. If you're in that south-facing window and you're receiving more sun, you're probably going to be more on that 1 week interval. If you're in a north-facing window, you may be more towards that 3 week interval. There's also other variables at play. For example, what type of potting mix you have in your pot. Also the type of pot that you have. So a plastic pot may hold water a little bit longer than something that breathes like a terracotta pot. So there's several different variables at play, but in general, 1 to 3 weeks is going to be what we're shooting for. And an easy way to test when your Christmas cactus needs to be watered, do the finger test. So take your index finger, stick it down into the side of the pot. If you feel moisture, do not water. If it's dry, you want to water. And you'll want to water these thoroughly as well. So you'll want to water these until you see water coming out of the weep holes in the bottom of your pot. Once you see that, stop watering and then wait that 1 to 3 week interval until it's completely dry and then water again. In order to grow a really large Christmas cactus, you're going to have to transplant your Christmas cactus roughly once a year. So what you want to do is pick a pot that is slightly larger than the pot your Christmas cactus is currently in. So this is a 4-inch pot. I'm going to bump it up to a 6-inch pot. It might be 2 more years before we get to a 1 gallon. So I'll share some industry knowledge with you. In the green industry, it's kind of known that Christmas cactus, they do a little bit better in a pot that constricts their roots just a little bit, but you don't want root girdling. You don't want to see those roots wrapping around the pot, but you want to see those roots touching the edge of the pot and turning just a little bit. And you can see that here. That's exactly what we have. It's time to transplant this Christmas cactus. And you'll not want to use just any potting mix. You want a very well-drained potting mix. So remember where these are native to. They grow on rocks, they grow on holes and decomposing dead trees, and there's not a whole lot of moisture being held there. So you want a well-drained soil to prevent that soil rot. If you use a traditional soil mix with a lot of peat in it, what might happen is you're going to have too much water on those roots and you'll see plant health decline. So make sure you get a very well-drained potting mix. So in order for our Christmas cactus to get really big, we're going to have to give it some food. So you need a good all-purpose fertilizer, and timing of your fertilization is imperative. I know it's going to sound weird, counterintuitive, but you do not want to fertilize this as it begins to flower in the fall and the winter. You want to wait until spring, you start to see little flushes of new growth. And what I like to use is an all-purpose, slow-release fertilizer like Osmocote. So Osmocote, this particular one, I believe is a 6-month feed, so it's a 180-day prill. It has all of our macronutrients in it, so our nitrogen, our phosphorus, our potassium, but it has those other things in it too that we often don't think about that plants need. Things like sulfur, copper, molybdenum, all of that is going to be in Osmocote. Just a great all-around fertilizer. So on these smaller plants, if you're in a 4-inch cup, you could probably get away with a teaspoon. Since I bumped this up to a 6-inch pot, what I've done, I've gone up to a tablespoon. Once I get up to like a gallon-sized pot here in the next year or two, I'll go to 2 tablespoons. But you just want a light top dressing of fertilizer all the way across the pot from one end to the other. We need to talk about temperature requirements for Christmas cactus. They like the same environments that we like. They like a moderate temperature range, mid-60s to mid-70s, perhaps up to 80 degrees, but they are not cold tolerant at all. Here again, think back where they're native to. They're native to tropical rainforest in Central and South America. Never really gets cold down there. So if you're keeping these outside during the late spring, summer, early fall time frame, make sure you bring these in before the temperatures drop down below 60 degrees. Another environmental control that we need to monitor is humidity. Now, if you live in a more humid environment, this is probably not necessary, but if you live in an arid environment, you may need to create a little microclimate with higher humidity. So what you want to do is take a saucer, put some pebbles in the bottom of it, and then put water over the top of the pebbles. And what's going to happen is when you place your plant on that, the water evaporates, and around your plant it's going to be a little more humid than the surrounding area. It's imperative that you put the pebbles down in the saucer. Don't put water in the saucer without the pebbles, because what's going to happen is your wheat poles for your pot are going to be down in the water, soaking up into the roots of the plant. And remember, Christmas cactus, they don't like wet feet. So avoid that at all costs. Put the pebbles in, put the water down, and then put your Christmas cactus on that. So you've had a Christmas cactus for a few years and it has not bloomed. Here's a little trick for you that I guarantee will make your Christmas cactus bloom. 6 to 8 weeks before you want your Christmas cactus to bloom, what you want to do is expose it to 14 to 18 hours of complete darkness every single day, and also cut back on the watering. Keep it more on the dry side. When you do water, don't wait until you see water coming out of the wheat poles. Just give it a little bit of water. What you're going to see is you're going to get little flower buds here on the tips of the leaves. That's our signal that we can begin to pull it out of that 14 to 18 hour window of darkness and put it back to where we originally had it. And then enjoy the show from there, because you're going to have a month or two of beautiful blooms all over your Christmas cactus. So technically, we group 2 or 3 cactuses into a group that the public refers to as Christmas cactus, but this is actually what we would refer to as a Thanksgiving cactus. And the reason I know this is Thanksgiving cactus, the lobes are pointed. So it almost looks like little spines. They won't poke you. They're not tough spines. But on a Christmas cactus, our lobes are rounded. So that can help you differentiate. Do I have a Thanksgiving cactus or do I have a Christmas cactus? Just look at your lobes, pointed, Thanksgiving, rounded, it's going to be Christmas. After your Christmas cactus has bloomed, so we're getting into January, February, the blooms have come off. It's time to prune your Christmas cactus. You don't want to prune your Christmas cactus any other time of year except post-bloom. We run the risk of cutting off next year's flowers if we prune any other time of year. And pruning Christmas cactus is relatively easy. You want to do this to make sure that you have a nice full plant. You don't have a leggy plant. Christmas cactus can get leggy if left unpruned. For example, here we have this little side shoot here that we can take off, and you want to cut at the node. So the node's just where the 2 leaves come together, and I'm actually going to take 2 off of this one, just like that. So removing long leggy branches like that. I'm going to go ahead and cut another one off because I'm about to show you how to propagate Christmas cactus. So we're going to get a few little nodes here to propagate. So how do we propagate a Christmas cactus? And if you've never propagated any plant at all, this is a great plant to start with because it's so easy to propagate. So what you want to do, those clippings that we took from our pruning earlier, you'll want to lay those out for about 3 days. We want to have what's known as a callus develop on the bottom of the leaf where we cut it. Now for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to put your cuttings into the pot, but just imagine it's 3 days later. And all we want to do, that same potting mix that we used earlier when we bumped up our Christmas cactus from a 4-inch pot to a 6-inch pot, I pre-moistened some of that potting mix. And I'm just going to take my blade here and open up a little hole in the mix. And we are going to put these leaves in there. And they're going to root in 2 to 3 weeks. It doesn't take long at all. Now, if you have a child and you're trying to get them interested or educate them on plants and roots and all that, an alternative method, or if you just want to see your plants root, this is really cool. I have a glass of water. I put a piece of cellophane over the top of it, or saran wrap, whatever you want to call it. We poked a small hole in it with our blade, and the pruning clipping where I took 2 leaves off of it, I'm going to take it and we're just going to insert it to where we pruned, that clipping part where we pruned is down in the water. Make sure it stays submerged in the water at all times. And within 2 weeks, you're going to see roots develop. And at that point, we can remove it from this cup and just plant it in any other ordinary pot. So with these tips and tricks, I hope you can go from a small plant that looks like this to a large plant that looks something like this. And along the way, also be able to propagate more that you can have around the house or give to friends around Christmas time. Speaking of friends, I would like to thank my friends Mr. and Mrs. Scott for that photograph that you saw earlier. That is their Christmas cactus that they have babied for several years, and it looks fantastic. Guys, as always, thank you for watching The Plant Doctor, and until next time, happy gardening.